I was actually considering which one to read from the past week. So much, so much was happening of leading, holding processes and witnessing the healing that comes when we hold each other through pain and when we connect, even when we disagree. And I've been a lot with my mother, so much with things that she was saying to me that now I even remember the whole scene. And I remember how small I was. And I am becoming as small as I actually was when I was, yeah, my weight as of today is 44 kilos. And I remember when I weighted that weight and the conversations I had with my mom that brought me to where I am now. So I will read you what I wrote on day 61. Their hunger is ours. To the mothers of earth, you know the ache of waiting for a child who does not come home. Some wait at the ruins of bombed houses. Some wait at the gates of the prisons. Some wait at borders that are never yet open. To the fathers of earth, do you know the torment of absence? Whether your child is buried beneath a rubble or chained behind concrete walls, absence does not ask for a passport, grief does not carry a flag. And to the leaders of this world, of which we call they hold the key to cells, to borders, to silences. Every day you delay justice, you deepen the grave, you tighten the chain. 61 days we have it chosen to hunger, to say no child should starve in Gaza, no child should rot in a prison, no mother should bury or wait endlessly, no father should carry the unbearable silence of not knowing if their child will return. This strike is a mirror of all captivity. We starve to declare life must be freed from siege, from bombs, from cages, from fear. Hostages must come home, prisoners must come home, children must come home. Mothers of earth, your tears are one river. Fathers of earth, your cries are one sky. And leaders of earth, your cowardice is one chain that blinds us all. Their hunger is ours, and our roar will not be broken. We will not stop until the living are free to live, and the imprisoned are free to breathe, and the children are free to laugh again. For their hunger is ours. Their chains are holding our souls, and our prayers knows no more names but theirs, not even ours. To them on day 61, to you on year 76. To them, it's 80 years of holding. So now we call you to come again. Let's all walk home. Day 61, an ever ending. Thank you. It is such a profound journey. Yes, I must say. with all the ache of the body, the bones. I experience so much life in me, so much willingness to hold everyone if I could. This hunger strike, I first thought David will last a lot more. Full on, he's still on it. But yeah, it's felt. And it's such a reminder, an echoing 24/7, every second reminder of the hunger, every second reminder of what is actually truly happening with all my choices to say I can't, or I want a soup, or I go to the doctors, or talking with David, or getting the community to support mentally and emotionally and physically. And it's such a reminder of where we could go, where pain and grief and war and genocide and holding hostages could actually go all the way to the bones until it reaches the soul. And yet, the gratitude of us together, this whole journey of the past more than 2 months already, is nothing like it. The voices we are reaching and the voices who are calling to be reached, to be heard. Kids from Gaza are coming to the Zoom next week. Youth from Gaza are coming to the Zoom next week. And we want the hostages' families to come. We want their mothers to come. We want the mothers of the prisoners to come, the fathers to come. And we're arranging it. We're trying to bring everyone together. And yes, this hunger is making it. It's slow, but it's making it. It needs a bigger roar, but it's voicing it. Needs a bigger stand, but it's standing it. And this is why the whole of Satyam, the whole of Ikumi that continue to be carried within our souls is exactly for this. Exactly to be able to hold such a powerful non-violent resistance stand from here, from Palestine, Israel to the rest of the world, from here, to call from here, to be together in here, to stand from here, to go to the rest of the world, to hold, to show the possibilities, the healing when we meet, that we can share the grief and we can share the space and we can share the abundance of life and we can share our freedom and the journey to our freedom. That we can come actually together, that our children will no more see separation, that we will not just call for unity, we will actually show unity. We will actually give the example of that exact unity, that we will be the crazy people that will say, here, there it is, politically, spiritually, culturally, community wise, here it is. And it's here, it's in Palestine, Israel, it's here. It's here and it's calling it from here and it's voicing it from here to the rest of the world, saying, join, name us, see us, stand, come together. This is how we protect each other. When we name each other, this is how we are all protected. When we name When we name each other, we are protected. When we name each other, we are free. When we name each other, they have no control on us. When we name each other, we can change even politicians to change their opinions. And we are seeing it happen. We are seeing it happen again. It's slow, but it's happening. And when the slow happens, it means our consciousness, this call of a consciousness, needs to roar even more. Mothers, we need to roar more. Women, we need to roar more. We need to join more. Fathers, we need you even more. We need you now. We need you now to call, to come, to join in unity, to lead us, to bring your wisdom, your protection. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean for your kids to be protected? For women to be truly heard and honored? And yeah, if fathers don't come back to teach us, if elders don't come back to teach us, if the spiritual world does not join the political, then it means we must roar even louder and speak up like we never did in history and say no to this systematic oppression that even lands on our hearts, that stops us, that keeps us home in our comfort. We want our kids protected, then who protects them? Then who protects them? If we want them home, who brings them? Who brings them? If we don't want them to be bombed, shot, killed, starved, who does it? Who does it? If it's not the fathers, if it's not the mothers, the sisters, the elders, then who? Then who? And I'm so reminded of the Hiroshima. And some of you were already in the project with Reconsider when we also spoke about it. And I remember part of the things that really attracted me to Japan reading after the Hiroshima, how elders it chose and actually spoke out loud saying, no, we protect our youth and youngsters. You stay home. You stay home. We go out. We go out because we have lived enough and the rest is to give our wisdom and healing to you, that we will rebuild, we guide you. You stay home, you be protected. You call it from home, build education, build the culture, hold your aunts, your mothers, your sister, heal the wounds. And we will go out, we will hold you, we will name you. And they did. They did. The elders of Japan actually did it. And it's a calling for the elders. They came, spiritual leaders, atheists. They didn't care about their disagreement. They cared about people, about Mother Earth. And they stood together. And it's time for us to learn what a critical mass is, what a roar is. What is it? If we want to go ending this oppression system, then we need to be louder, not them, not politicians, us. It's an us call. It's this is a war of our consciousness. It's not weapon. It's not the bombs. It's our consciousness. It's who we stand for and how we call when we name everyone. Because this is the call. Everyone, all my children matters. They are all the same. They are all the same to me. And I will give it to David by ending by saying that our grandmothers, we used to go to them and say, hey, Teta, Teta, am I not your favorite one? And she will say, you know who is my favorite one? And we'll say, who is your favorite one? And she will say, the sick until they heal, and the travelers until they come home, and the hunger until they eat. Those are her favorites. The sick until they heal. She would leave her work and send our mothers to work and take care of us. She will say, "You go." And she will sit with us. "You're my favorite until you heal. And you're my favorite until you walk back home. And you're my favorite until you eat." They are our favorite, the three of them. Now, the three of them, they are all sick. They are not home. They are not home. They are hungry. So they must be your favorite. They must become our favorite. We must not sleep until they sleep, and we must not eat until they eat. We must not call it home if they are not there, because what is home when they are absent? What is home if you walk in and they are not there? Then it's walls. It's not home. And this is the call. I continue to call you. I continue to call you to call others. And I continue to say, we cannot enter Gaza yet, but we can be together in Tel Aviv and in the West Bank, in Haifa and in Ramallah. And this is the call of today's Zoom from me, to stand, to empower us so we can stand, so I can go to the streets, so I can lead the protests, so I can scream my heart out. And you come. The call is that we all come. The call that I will not die with this hunger. I will live, and they will live. I will live. David will live. Those who are hungering with us will live, and they will live. That we save as many of them as possible. And if we want it, then it's now. Then it's now. So I ask you to hold this, to name us, to roar us, to join us. That this Satyam will be the whole globe. Nothing to separate us, nothing to come between us, nor our children, nor our children. They are all mine. They are all mine. Consider them all mine. Mine. They are all mine. Each to their name. They are all yours. Each to their name. Thank you. Wait.
Yeah, thank you. You may. I was just in a demonstration here in Bremen speaking, and I was speaking with the team who are organizing for 2 years, and they do really strong actions. There are a group of Palestinians that their parents are refugees from Rafah, from Jaffa, from different places in Israel and Palestine. And their families are still some of them are still in Gaza, and just listen to their stories. And that's here in Bremen, in Germany, and just remind me that these are stories that are everywhere, in every piece of the world right now. There's someone fearing for their aunt and their cousins. They don't know if they exist still. And I felt the courage of these young women, mainly women, like 12, some from Egypt as well, joining and supporting. And the courage it takes, because here also people come to their stand, and there's pictures of starving children, and there's information about the death, and they say we feel that it's so hard to be heard, because so many people, also Germans, they just come and they ask, but what about the hostages? And I see how it breaks their heart. That they come and they say, but what about the hostages? And they don't read, they don't look, they don't look, they don't even want to speak about. And I just felt their pain of, how can we be heard in our pain and our suffering? How can people actually listen and see? And it, and like the humanity of their people doesn't seem to be mattering. And yet they go every week, every Friday, and they have a stand in the city, and they come and they speak to people, and actually they do events to share with people the difference with their own community. They do educational work to share the difference between a Jew and a Zionist. And just to being back here to feel the difference in care of people is just heartbreaking. Heartbreaking how we look at a child that has brown eyes and is supposedly a Palestinian or Muslim, how we see them just not the same, not the same as the child that appears white, or the Jew that Germans feel out of their guilt a responsibility to care. And I think this is global in the Western world. The way that we care about a Palestinian child or a German child is just, it's not the same. It's not the same how it touches us, or how it breaks us, or it shocks us, or horrors us. And this, I feel, is the system that we're facing. And it's a global system. Who is mourned? There is people starving in Sudan and Haiti right now as well. Who talks about them? There is a genocide in Ethiopia and in Sudan. Who names it? And I do watch the news, and I want to see what people care to show in mainstream media. And the way we here in Europe received and supported our Ukrainian siblings, and how we make a difference. Who do we receive? Who do we welcome? Who do we care about? And I feel that's the global system actually that we're facing. And it is our responsibility, wherever we are, to speak and to name those who are not named. And that's why I see also my power, or the power of my privilege being back here. I'm realizing I've been doing this activism in the occupied West Bank for the last 14 years, and I come here and I see, I spoke there and I understood People will listen to me if I name what's happening, and they will listen to me differently than they will listen to a Palestinian just because I'm a Jew or German Israeli. They will believe me more when I say there is a genocide. You have to inform yourself. You have to look. Don't look away. And they will listen differently. So I really feel my responsibility here to speak for those who are fucking speaking, but no one listens. At least not the majority of the people. And this is why each one of us is so important. And this is also why me and May said this must be global. We cannot keep doing the work here locally and bridging between Israelis and Palestinians and internationals. We have to make this global because nothing will change here if we don't change the global systems of dehumanization and othering. And that's why we turn to all of you and to the global community. And it's so much different if the Jewish Voices for Peace hold up signs of Palestinian children than if the Palestinians do it themselves. Unfortunately, sadly. So we must understand our privileges and powers to speak for those who don't have voices, to work towards being equal and being perceived as equally human. And the last week has shown that to me, being back in such a profound way. And also another thing that I realized while working with them is also that how hard it is, how difficult it is to really sit and speak for everyone if you are in such huge pain and despair. And they have this big action planned. And they've been doing many actions. And they were like speaking to me like, but we're not, the press is not even coming. No one is coming. We invite everyone. They're not showing up. Why? And then they shared with me they have this huge campaign coming with like different organizations, and they want to bring 18,000 shoes representing all the children that were murdered, and they want to place it on the street. And they say and they said we want to do it on the 7th of October. And then I understood if they will do it on the 7th of October, no one will listen to them. No German will listen to them or take them seriously. They will not take it in. They will only ask, but what about the Jewish that were murdered? You don't care about them? And then I told them, I was like, I want you to be received, and I'm worried that if you do it on that day without naming the other, you will not. And they're like, but how can we, like, how can we name, like, because they're sitting with 18,000 pairs of shoes and it's ongoing. So they don't understand. Why should we name? And it was hard. It was hard because, yes, there's someone coming, and every interview they say, every interview that they get, the question that's most relevant is, do you condemn? Do you condemn the 7? Do you condemn Hamas? And whatever they say, that's the piece that will be shown in the media. Nothing else. Nothing, not the massacres, not the bombing, not the starvation, nothing. That's what will be the story. So how do we do it? How do we do it in this racist, dehumanized system to even be heard? And it's heartbreaking, but it's also a real question. Then I feel that really the only way to reach is to name everyone. not to compare, but to name everyone. And I told him, I think even, I don't know exactly how many children were murdered on October 7th, but I said, place those shoes there, place them next to them. And I guarantee you, unfortunately, only then you will be received, you will be heard. Otherwise, you will just be, again, even if you don't mean it, easily dismissed. And that's the system we're working with. And I feel the power and the challenge for people to name everyone. When we're in pain, this the same is the same with the when I speak to people in Israel. If I want to speak about the horrors that are happening in Gaza, the first thing they will speak to me is like, but what about the hostages? Do you care about them too? If we're in pain and we're not acknowledging our pain, we don't listen to anything. And it's even the Germans, they don't listen to anything. And I think when we are active now, we need to really understand, how do we reach people? How do we open their heart? What do they need to hear, as sadly as it is? Where do they need to be acknowledged in order to be able to acknowledge more, to open their heart to more, what they're able to open to? And to acknowledge and name everyone doesn't mean we compare suffering. We don't. Suffering cannot be compared. Numbers mean things to people. Behind every number, there is a human life and a family and a community. So how do we roar? How do we roar? How do we roar? That we unite, that we bring people together behind something shared, something we care together for, and we include everyone in it. That again, we don't create more resistance and polarity, fragmentation. And it's an art. And you may have experienced it in your conversations among friends or family. How do we invite someone to actually see? What do they need to hear to open their heart, to expand their humanity? So maybe we share just a few updates, a few pieces on us. So we've been here, maybe I'll just start. We've been here in Germany, and I've shared the last days I was with this campaign here, and kind of speaking with them and seeing how I can support them, and the organizations that are active where I'm right now in Bremen. And last week we were in Berlin and we had a really touching event there. And then also May can share a little bit about her journey with the Divan Orchestra, if you want to add something. But yeah, just to name that most of you know that I was hospitalized upon arrival in Berlin. And I was feeling the days before, I was feeling already my heart really weak and hard to breathe and barely walking, which I now found out it's actually through the loss of muscles. Now my disc came out in the back, so I'm numb in my right leg. Yeah, and the doctors told me that my heart will not be able to last if I don't give it any protein and anything. And so I started to take protein. I started to eat soups, and yeah, I feel that it I really feel how it supported me. I feel much better. And it's also somehow been a very difficult choice and a heartbreak, because I really thought I will last longer. And I had to choose between my health and basically my ability to continue working, continue being in this activism. Um, And yet I was facing this choice, which people don't have. People don't have that choice. They can't say, okay, I'm choosing to eat again in order to live. They don't have that. And I'm still with it. I'm still with a broken heart in a way. Like my heart is supported and my heart is broken at the same time. That I have that privilege. And with every piece I eat, I acknowledge that. And that it may support me and strengthen me so I can be more of a voice for those who can't. And I will have the strength to keep walking for those who can't. Yeah. And maybe, yeah, I don't know if you want to add something to an update, but later I will also share with you what that led to as how we will continue the campaign. So the ways that we see to go from now, as May is still on 100% no food, and I've started to take in the food I need to have strength again. And I just want to say that I'm just really, yeah, really touched and bowing to May's strength. And I know how much she's been working, how much she's been holding in the orchestra day and night, and that she's still going. And I just pray for her body every day that it will carry her. And um, yeah, and wonder if you want to share a little bit of an update, May, before we
Yeah.
take some maybe questions or sharings.
Yeah, today I went to the doctors, and tomorrow I will go through test for my heart to see how I am doing. I generally still feel okay. When David was hospitalized, uh, yeah, with the B1 and so on, I am more careful with taking them. I wasn't full on it before. Um, yeah, physically still my body is holding. I I know that my body has such abilities with lack of food. This has I believe maybe I wasn't prepared from a childhood not to want to eat, and now I see how it's how it's working for me. This lack of, and yet again, I feel my bones. I feel my body. Yeah, my daughter, my family, people who are worried, and yet at the same time, it's being in this privilege of. I will show you actually of cooking for everybody. That we have food, that they get to choose, that I get to come back home and Lily will say, "Hey, Mama, I want you to cook this for me," or "I want to go get some fruits and veggies." And then I open the door and we go. We get fruits and veggies, and I get to cook for her her favorite food, and I feed her, and I feed my brothers, and I feed my friends, and so it lands. And with the whole Divine Orchestra, I think I truly, truly believe that we are one of the luckiest people on earth, really. Just for the fact that we know, that we acknowledge that we come together, that we stand, that we are willing, that we're not choosing sides, and to see how in the divan, there are with 100 people in the divan orchestra, They are all holding each other through agreements and disagreements, but yet coming and with dialogue, with the grief, with pain, with joy, with the music, and to hold the process with them. For them, of course, it's like how intense it was, almost 24 hours touring with them and holding them. Beautiful. We have such a beautiful kids, such a beautiful kids who are also looking to be held and found in between all this grief and pain. Organizations and universities who are calling, please come, please hold, please do this, please come speak, please come hold, please do a retreat. And I called David the last 2 days. He traveled to hold with me. And I'm receiving messages every day from so many of them. They have Druze, Palestinians, Christians, Muslims, Jewish Israelis, Jewish not Israelis, Syrians, Iranians. It's like more than 100 musicians that are coming together for almost 15, 20 years. And they are learning now to carry a new vision. They are learning how to bring their music and empower it even more into political change, into naming each other and acknowledging each other. And to see that musicians and orchestra would go all these miles, will hold, will call, will wow, they've been one of the best examples of how do we do it when we are heartbroken, when we are politically broken. We call for holding, and it's their trust is an honor. We have managed that they all stayed together. They are all talking. They are all crying also together. A lot of them are also settling down with acknowledgement, with facts and informations that they haven't yet heard each other talk about. Also with debates and different political opinions, but yet holding the ground and coming to ask how, where, who am I, who are they? But staying and holding. And he played like the best would ever play. They were seen by more than, I don't know, 100,000 people, something. Only in Berlin itself, it was 20,000 people that came. And they hold it wherever they go. They are learning how to bring it to the political space. So it's been a profound to hold such a community. It's been a profound experience, an honorable experience to sit with them at their grief and pain and to learn together that naming each other is actually our protection, is actually our music, is actually what heals, what protects us no matter where we walk, is when we name each other. So it's such a journey. It's still a journey, like we continue to always journey. But it's such an honorable journey to be invited to, trusted to guide, to hold. And again, to me, this is exactly the whole vision of SATYAM, the hunger strike, that we come together and we hold each other and we learn together. We invite each other to hold, to guide, to lead, and yet also sit with the sadness and the fear for David's health. It was a very, really took a toll on my heart receiving the message that he's in hospital and understanding what it means. And yet I wish to say, and I don't know what it is, I have such faith. I have such a trust that our intentions will actually bring a change, will actually move people everywhere, will actually bring more and more and more people this movement of togetherness no matter where we are. And I only see it when we are actually in it. With the willingness to go, to hold, to sit and say, yes, I hear you, I name you, I see you, I'm with you, I hold you. I was wearing the kufiya with the yellow pen of the hostages on it. And I crossed from Germany with it all the way to Amman. I was in the Grand Hotel with the kufiya with the yellow pen, and people, they were like, "Kufiya." And I'm like going in the hotel, I'm like, yeah, wonder about it, think about it, like question it. Ask how come I put the yellow pen on the kufiya? Who am I? What am I calling for? It was full of Palestinians from the 48. Some of them, they were like calling at each other to look at me, not knowing how to name me. And at one point, I decided to actually go tell them. I was like, I see you pointing at me at my kufiya and the pen, and I wish to tell you. And I actually heard you. I knew they are Palestinians from Haifa and Yafa. I said, I wish to tell you that I hold both. I am a Palestinian from the West Bank, and I wear the kufiya and I wear the pen of the hostages. Some of them really didn't like me. They were like crazy, and others, they were like, we've never seen it. Like, is it okay that you are wearing it? Is nobody attacking you? And I'm like, no, because people are just dazzled in the airport. They like didn't know what to do with me. Like, am I Jew? Like, what the heck are you wearing? I was like, yeah. I went with it from the train all the way to Vienna, all the way to Amman until the borders. At the borders, at the VID, one of the drivers came and said, just take it off if you don't want to be taken, because they will think that you are triggering them. They will not understand. It's just like, wow, mama, I have my daughter here showing me her. You want to show them? It's amazing. Wow, it's amazing, love. This is the back. It's so pretty. This is the strange dragon. I am in the Zoom, but it says, no, don't be sorry. It's amazing.
Maybe we open it up for some voices
Yes.
from the community. What do you think? Thank
Okay.
you so much for sharing.
Amazing. Of course.
Much for sharing and the way that we from Satyam believe that we need to walk the narrow path between choosing sides and how to
Mhm.
do that actually. And you inspire me again and again of how you do it and how you bring it. And I think that's the message,
Yeah.
the essence of what we bring to people. Like you don't have to choose between us. What if you
Yes.
choose? Yeah. So yeah, just wanting to open it up for I think wow, there's another child in this space. I'm just seeing Yahida. Mahal. How cute
Oh,
also.
hello, little one. Welcome here.
I wondered, do we stay together or we go into breakout rooms? What do you feel? Staying together, right?
Together, I see people saying
Let's
together.
hear a few voices. How are you? How is it? How is what you heard meeting us or whatever is alive in you? Let's hear you. And let's keep it like maybe to see that we keep it in a way to essence that we can listen to a few people. Shifra, yeah. And I just want to name that after we will share with you the campaign, the steps of the campaign. I really wish for you to see also how you can be part of it. So we'll take
The
flight.
way people are asking about recording, so maybe we stop
This
recording and
this
allow a
is
few.
being recorded.
No, maybe I don't know. Shall we keep it recording? This is what I mean.
Ah, um, we can pause the recording for the sharing.
Yeah, just
And
to allow more of space for everyone to come to. Yeah. You agree, guys? You can also say, do you agree? We turn off the Zoom and we open it for whatever needs to come.
yeah, I just want to say also thank you. Wow, I feel listening to you. I remember last time we had also the community Zoom, and just listening to you is so precious. You have so much to share, like also about your path that you're walking. That for me, each one of your paths is is so meaningful to hear, and it gives me so much strength. And I just want to honor you who spoke, who had the courage to come up and speak, and also those who haven't come up. Just honor you too. I know you're important. You're so important, and we're all working.
Habibi, I'm sorry, Habibi, to cut you, but can you make me an admin? Because for some reason I cannot forward to
Of
everyone.
course, of course. And 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 so now, in the time we have left, and I hope I can manage to do it in a short way. I want to share with you what with our strategy team we have been kind of thinking how we want to take this campaign forward. And we want to also invite you to participate in that journey. Means you who are watching, who are present here now, but also those who are maybe watching this later, and we will repeat it and we will share about it. But you're the first ones that we'll share it with. And yes, so I will just share, and then it will become more clear what's the path and how you can possibly participate. So basically, we have now Satyam and the Hunger is Ours campaign. We have now May, who is on full hunger strike. And we have me, who was on full hunger strike until day 54 and is not anymore until since a week. And we are aware that we have reached actually thousands of people, especially through our Instagram, but hundreds of people that have been like kind of resonating, maybe coming to our Zoom, and even if it was once, like getting closer in touch, and thousands of people who are actually, as we know, like clicking our videos, seeing them. So there's much more that are just maybe somehow came across, what we do. And also we've built many relationships to other initiatives and organizations, especially also more and more initiatives are actually picking up the hunger strike idea. And we're aware that we might go for much time, but we don't know how long we can go. And I'm already not on full hunger strike anymore. And and the cause hasn't reached close to its goal. Why we went on hunger strike, which is to end the hunger and end the killing that is happening in Gaza. And of course, this is part of a whole bigger roadmap of ending the oppression of the Palestinians in their land. Ending settler violence is rising and rising, as you can see. Bibi Netanyahu has just announced that he wants to take control of all of Gaza. So, and also, in these last 2 months, a lot of voices have been coming out against inner Israeli opposition. It's in its peak, and global resistance and people speaking out, not only people on the street, politicians, actors, scientists, people with power and reach are speaking out for months, and it's never been as strong as today. So we are actually, even if it's too slow, we are building momentum, and we hope that this momentum will put a stop to the Israeli government's plan. That is a plan of more and more death for everyone. And in order, with the need to continue the campaign independently of our physical power to maintain in hunger strike, this just me in May, we are now planning to call more clearly than we've ever called before to a full hunger strike. Whoever can imagine to go on a full hunger strike, we ask you to consider it. If you cannot, honor that. But it's something that we want to call those people who have been sitting on the edge, who are like, maybe I can do it. I've done it for a week. to call in people to go on full hunger strike as long as they can. And specifically, we are internally with Satyam looking for more. We think everyone globally is powerful, but specifically Israelis and Palestinians together from the land, like we have represented and we are representing, to sit together in hunger. And that's something we're calling in for, and we hope that there will be some resonance. And if you are choosing, or if you know someone that is choosing, we want to bring you closer. We want to accompany you closer. We want to support you because we know it needs a community to hold that. So maybe you have a community around you anyway, but we want to also be your community. So that's one thing. And the other thing is that I have dropped out of a full hunger strike, and yet I will even harder, even with more power, work towards the goal of ending the hunger and ending the genocide and bringing home the hostages, ending the suffering for everyone. And I will be right now here in Germany networking, speaking, connecting. And probably May and me will go on a Satyam tour and a Hunger is Ours tour, as she announced. We will announce the details. And the other part of the campaign that's next to the full hunger strike that May is still holding up, and we invite people to join, is that we're planning to announce a campaign that is called Mondays for Gaza. And we're intending to create an even broader, even wider campaign. Right now, we're planning to launch it on the 1st of September in cooperation with other organizations that we're now networking with, to say, Monday, we fast, we strike, we hunger, 24 hours, every week. And we'll meet on Zoom, whoever wants, to be in community in that. And in these Zooms, we will bring the realities from Gaza. We will bring maybe speakers, we will see, but we'll be together and we listen. We might also continue with more Zooms. We will probably not continue them every day, but we will continue them with the capacities we have and according to the speakers. There is really, really amazing speakers that will be coming up, but right now it doesn't look like we can fill 5 days a week with the capacities we have to organize and to reach and to network. But we believe that the Zooms and the daily Zooms are powerful, and we also believe that for some people, they want something to do that they can do, and they can't fully hunger strike, and they don't know what else to do. And we think that 1 day a week hungering can be very powerful for people to feel that that's something I can do, and I will be in community. And when we're in community, we will inspire what else you can do. How can you widen it? How can you expand on it? Who can you invite? Where's the visual that you can bring? Who else can you invite into hungering once a day? Where can you do it so people see it? So there's this thing that we're building that we hope many, many, many people around the globe can join, actually, which is 1 day a week, not eating for 24 hours. And our question to you basically is whether you are willing to be part of it, hunger for 1 day a week with us from September 1st, and or want to help building the campaign, meaning, are you willing to see where you can organize something in your community for that day? Maybe it's a few people. Maybe you come to on Zoom with a few people. Maybe you organize some kind of demonstrations. You join. Maybe you can mobilize some local activity that's already happening to join. And that's something that we want to just leave you with to think about. What are ways that you can support this campaign, or other ways that we can even reach further, that we can reach even people maybe that for them a full hunger strike was too abstract and too crazy, but but maybe one day they can join. And we really intend this to be global, global, as we are already international. And we're working with different organizations, but we want to ask you who are already here and so committed to be like kind of also a group that can like bring this out and kind of spread it with strength on the 1st of September. So that's our request, that's our question to you. And also we are happy to receive some feedback. Like, I know it's over time, but if you have something to say about it, please give it to us. And if you want later, like we want to know also if you believe this is powerful, or if you have another idea that you've been holding, that you actually was carrying, that you want to give to us before we close today. Yes, Malcha.
Um, I really love the vision of the Mondays for Gaza and being something that people around the world can get behind and it's an anchor for local communities. I do have a um, I'm thinking about May's image of the yellow ribbon and the kafia, and um, if you want to, in terms of engaging Jewish communities, um, like what did you call it? Mondays for Gaza. I'm wondering whether there's language that would be a little bit more expansive. And I'm not saying it's wrong to call it Mondays for Gaza, but I'm also just curious about um, whether there's a way to make it. I mean, in terms of bringing in a larger, um, like those with that consciousness, like who can't get over the what about the hostages?
Regina? Thank you. Thank you, Malcha. I'm actually, before you speak, Regina, I just want to say that I appreciate it. And I actually, you now saying it, this image is so powerful. I wonder if we can include it in whatever we do. The
I
cafe.
actually have a photo. I should send it to you.
Yes. And maybe that can be the logo of Mondays for Gaza. Like maybe, I don't know. Like how
It's
can,
a piece of sackcloth with the with the two something small that you wear. That
yeah. And I like the actually the kafia and the small sign because there is a genocide and the numbers are very different, but we acknowledge everyone. So there's also like something in that. There's something like it would be awkward if we make a big yellow thing and then like a small cloth of right, because we need to also somehow. But I like your idea of how to name it or bring it in a way that it can be more inclusive. And so I'm actually I'm grateful for your voice in that. Yeah. Yeah. Let's keep thinking how that can look like. If you come up with a name with something, please let us know. Any one of you, right? We were thinking actually. We were thinking of Monday for Dignity, Monday for Humanity, Monday against genocide. But then, if we name genocide, there's different genocides happening right now, even as we speak. So our campaign is, although we acknowledge that it's not only happening in Gaza, our campaign is for Gaza, right? We hunger for Gaza, so we are focused on the work we do with our people, right? With our people, where we have the most responsibility. So yeah, if you come up with something, Regina.
Yeah, I'm mindful of the time and I have so much to say and I wasn't able to share before. Um, I guess a request to Maya and David about the best way to contact you between the Zooms for somebody who is not on WhatsApp or Telegraph. That would be appreciated.
Uh,
Um,
email will be the best.
I've emailed in the past and it seems that it hasn't reached you. So uh, Ayana is also giving a thumbs up. But anyway, yeah,
Regina Sanderfil, Ways of Peace.
yeah, that's one of my emails.
I'll answer you right now, and then we have a thread.
You did before, David, and then I
Oh.
didn't hear from you again. So we have some sort of a glitch that needs to, that needs to be dealt with.
I'm just want to say, if that also goes to other people, if you've sent emails or messages and we haven't kept up, it's really not personal. It's like we're so overwhelmed. And thank you for saying it. I will make sure that now the connection is open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not taking it personally. It's
Yeah.
just that this is the only forum I have to try to connect
Right.
connect with you over it.
Right.
And the other thing I wanted to say is, yes, continuing the theme of naming and strategy. I have many other things, that I could share about it, but one is that I've been very aware of, with the killing of Alda and everything else that is going on in the West Bank,
Yes.
the growing hunger there in many communities, the communities that are being erased. And I think it's important to that we find a way that doesn't slip into all of the shattering binaries um, of how we name what is going on, because those who are leading the violence thrive on distraction and thrive on shattering. And
Yes.
so to be able to have the message of, yes, this is for all, and we are for all children, and we are for all lives. Um, and there's much more to say about that, but I just did want to follow that up with the way that is most inclusive and life affirming for the people who are the most impacted. Thank you so much. So
We
grateful for all of you
Thank
do.
you, Regina. Thank you, Regina. I just want to share that soon. We are not yet announcing until it's planned, but I share with you. We will soon be holding the hunger strike from different places, from the Jordan Valley, Masafriyat, joining them from different places to name what's happening and open the community rooms with them as well to bring them in. And we are also trying to create another big summit camp in order to also hold the hunger strike in different places and call for more solidarity of also journalists, which we are meeting with. I'm meeting with 100 Palestinian journalists on the 30th of August. And yeah, I'm truly hoping they will be able to feel empowered by us and by our joint nonviolent resistance, and that we will be able to bring them in. So there is big plans happening. It's like it really needs so much work and so much people to join. But yeah, thank you, Regina. Thank you all for bringing your voices, your support. Please continue.
Ah.
I was just playing.
I will look for the picture that I took because I deleted the photos for crossing the border. I sent them to my email, so I will look for the one. I will also send it, but this looks almost real. Mm.
Is there any other feedback or voice that wants to be heard before we conclude? And this can be an ongoing conversation. As we said, we're working on this right now. This is just the first thoughts we had. We're working with our media team, and we're figuring out the details, and we're planning to announce it to the 1st of September. And hopefully by then we'll be clear with the name and the way we present it. But if yeah, and as May said, this is on the social media level. This is the campaign, that and in the same time locally there's plans to open a solidarity camp in, what's the village called again?
And oh my God, Farisiya.
Where actually
Mashapriya.
no, it's
Farisiya and
a
the
different
Jordan
place.
valleys around Nablus, connecting Nablus with the Jordan Valley so we can cover as much as possible with Auja, the waterfalls, and all the Bedouin communities with the other communities, which is extremely, yeah, with Iris, exactly.
it's a
Exactly.
strategically important area that is now also
Yeah.
under siege. And May is working towards bringing actually what they already had, but in another way also, from more even more inclusive. What was in last October was 1 month of solidarity camp in El Mahou. So the plan is to bring it and to bring even more parties to the camp. So that's also something in the land that's happening simultaneously, right? So yeah, just curious, as we have already passed time, before we conclude, is there any other thoughts that wants to be spoken now, or feedback or ideas that we take?
Well, I'm just wondering, like, I had written a letter and Evelyn helped me to the mainstream Jewish communities because they have a lot of economic and social power. And I wonder if people have ideas about how to shift that so that they're speaking out more and perhaps using that institutional power to be able to support this because more organizations have come out and it's a potential way that this insanity could shift because I have a sense that if the mainstream Jewish communities said we no longer support this or had a vision for what we do support, that this could stop. I think that it would really put a tremendous amount of pressure on Israel. And so if people have ideas of how to, anybody, I'll leave my number. People want to sign on to this letter or have other ideas of how to shift it. And there are many other things internationally or within Palestine and Israel, but it's just a thought. If anybody has ideas, how to move that forward, I would be very interested, and I'm happy if there's some capacity I can be of help to you from here. I'm in Boston. I don't mean relating to what I just said. I'm happy to help. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chifa.